just got home and was smelling something the past 2 rides, and it was really starting to smell bad. Popped open my hood and my alternator was literally smoking. I could see sparks coming out of it as the car was running, and this thing is brand new. So I know all of the connections are hardy, so hopefully it's just a faulty alternator. That's brand new. Anyway, this is like the week after I had a ton of issues with the AC, the belt falling off. Yeah, good old C6. All right, let's get a little bit better light. New and old, they both appear to be the same from all appearances. This might be a serial number, but this is the direction of the spin, and I can't spin it that way. It looks like the inner shaft froze up. As you can see, when I turn that, it doesn't spin. When I turn that, it does. So, wow. All right, GM part finally got here. So I'm putting this on now. So to remove the alternator, it's pretty straightforward. Disconnect the negative battery terminal. Whenever I reconnect it, for whatever reason, the horn normally goes off, so I normally pull this fuse, which is number 2, which is the horn / alternator. I like to leave that open so I don't forget to put everything back. 15 millimeter to get this pulley loose. You pull it up and just push off with your finger the belt. I like to keep it there so it doesn't fall off and get in a funky space. Yeah, and just pop this belt off, remove this plug, 13 millimeter nut right here, 15 here, and then on the bottom, and then this thing this slides out. I kind of have to wiggle it down and then out this way and then up, and yeah, we'll compare the two. All right, GM part on the left, O'Reilly's Chinese rebuilt one on the right. So I just measured the pulleys, which O'Reilly says that the GM one has a larger pulley, and it does not. I just measured both of them, and they're the same size. Maybe I was looking at another one for this guy, but this appears to be the same one I had pulled off from before that was burning up and smoking. So I'm just going to try and go over the differences of these two. The casing looks pretty similar. The cover on this has like a plastic shroud. This has like some sort of rubber shroud on here that you can see. It's got that, I guess, the brand of the pulley or something. This has a number over here. The GM one does not. Of course, the GM one has part number and GM on it right here. Yeah, whenever I spin this one, it has more resistance on it. It feels whatever I'm spinning inside is a little bit heftier, and the bearings are a little bit tighter. Then again, I have run this one a little bit on the car, but it's easier to spin, and it spins very smooth. Generally, I would say just from feel, this feels a little more robust, but you know, that's just feel. Trying to get a good all of that. The windings on this thing, there's just like no coating on it, and the GM one has like a very thick coating on it. Alright, looking from the back, seems like the GM one is missing the nuts that hold this little plastic shroud. Not really a big deal. You can see the Ultima O'Reilly's has it. Some different circuitry. This doesn't really have any numbers on it or anything, and this is a different color, so probably this portion is Chinese or an equivalent. But yeah, not huge differences. I would say the biggest 3 things is the GM has larger and more wires inside. 2, the wires are heavily coated and like a sealant. And 3, the bearing and the spin feels heavier and more robust on this one. But besides that, you know, just very subtle differences, but it seems like it's almost the same casing, different plug, and maybe some different electronics inside. But Yeah, the goal of this test is, you know, this one keeps burning up on the Z06 at high RPMs. Like anything after 6,000, I can start to smell it burn. It's the same smell that I opened my hood to, and this whole thing was sparking and smoke was coming out of it. So, hoping to, you know, rip through this one and it'll last a long time, and then I can update as I go. Good to go. Still have to fix the fuel level sensor. Alright, so in summary, the goal of this video is just to see how long the OEM one lasts. A lot of people online are saying they have their alternator go out on the Z06. Maybe it's because it revs higher than the base model, or maybe even the Z01, I'm not sure. But my guess is it's probably going to go out. I just wanted to try OEM just to see if it lasted longer. It seems like the Z06 OEM one should be able to rev, you know, high enough to the RPMs of the car and not just burn up entirely. But if a lot of people are having this issue, you know, the alternator, the OEM alternator had to fail in the first place for the issue to happen, right? So probably we'll go out again and I'll do, you know, I'll just update this video how long this lasts. And then if you have experienced this issue, if you're like, yeah, nothing works but this one brand, please let me know, comment on this video, and that way other people can learn from it, like myself. So in the meantime, I'll start looking for a better aftermarket one that is indestructible, hopefully. And yeah, please comment if you've had this issue or if you have any recommendations of, hey, try this brand. I think in the comments I'll kind of post, I know I read of a few different brands that were a lot better or people had good luck with. So anyway, thanks for watching.